Good morning, good morning. Welcome to Natasha Makes. I know it's a Friday, weird, hey? You might not be expecting us, but of course it is the last Friday of the month, which means that we are here, and this is the new time and the place for our Pay It Forward project, which of course was an idea that came to us because of your generosity, you guys at home, because you are fabulous and we love you very much. And during our shows, we noticed you being incredibly kind and sweet and buying stuff for charities and supporting each other with saying, well, if you get that for that, I'll get this and get it sent to you, and then dog charities, this charity, that. And we're like, hang on a minute, there needs to be a better way to do this. So because of your generosity, the Pay It Forward project was created, and it's our way of giving forward. And what you do with it is up to you. We will suggest a make, we will put it together at pretty much cost. So there's always a massive saving on these. And the remit is that some good is done with it. Now, if you want to send them back, like Patricia does every month, bless you, then absolutely do that and we will take them on. So far we have made syringe drivers so that people can have painkillers at home and they can live out their days more comfortably at home. That was a huge one, and oh my goodness, the response to that was incredible. And Sam, who coordinates that, is just blown away by your generosity, by the way. She messaged me the other day. She's like, I can't believe how many syringe driver bags you've made. We've got some more. I've got some more to send because they can't be reused. So they have to, it's one of those things that you make them look gorgeous because people are going to wear them, right? A thing. So they've been one. The Donkey Sanctuary, we've had a couple more donkeys come in. The Donkey Sanctuary, they sent us a lovely letter. What did I do with the letter, Jem?
What, you read it out the other day?
I did read it out. I did. Did I put it here? Oh yeah, here it is. We met Tommy and Timmy.
We did.
Shall I read it again? I'll read it again in a minute.
Yes.
But Tommy and Tippy and Tommy, Tommy and Timmy, crikey, they're very grateful for all your help. And what else have we done? We've done little dresses for girls in Africa. We've done the
heart surgery pillow.
Things. We've done dog blankets for the Dogs Trust.
Pet blankets. All creatures great and small. Yes. We can't be animalist.
Not allowed to be animalist.
No
although they're going to the Dogs Trust down the road, but that's fine.
Or wherever you take them.
Or wherever you want to take them, right? You could take them to a cat place. That's absolutely fine. Yeah, my cats would be really upset if I was doggist.
They really would.
But the only reason I say it is that like 100 yards down the road is the Dogs Trust from us.
So that's
when I come up on the weekends, when I come up early, I can hear them all barking and it makes me cry. So
she wants to give them all a home.
All of them. I'd very happily give them all a home with me. Yeah, but there's no more room at the end. So, what else have we done, Jem? We've done all sorts of stuff, haven't we?
Yes, it's been absolutely phenomenal.
It's been really phenomenal. We've done bibs, we've done all sorts of stuff for women that were having a tough time through the pandemic. And, if they had to up in a rush, then they could, or whatever. It could just be that you have your grandkids around and you want to make a simple make and do something nice with them that doesn't have to cost the earth and is going to be really lovely. And I know that some of you have done that, and that's perfect too. Do you know what? That's absolutely perfect too. Or maybe you made the bibs and the wipes and you gave them to a new family down the road that had just had a baby. As long as it is bringing somebody's joy, you have fulfilled the remit and done something good, we're happy.
Even if,
we're happy, Jem?
You just know somebody is feeling a bit sad and you're a bit skint and you want to make them a gift, that's okay.
Or
we're happy with that.
Someone that's a little bit lonely, and you go and make it with them.
Yeah, happy with that too.
And you've got an excuse to go around and say, hey, do you fancy having a little sew with me?
Yep.
Perfect.
All of that.
Perfect. So good morning, Donna. Good morning, Sue. She says, hello, Team Tash. With the mistaken fabric I got, I've decided to share it with a disabled girl who goes to our sewing class, and she has to spend a lot of time in and out of hospital. I would teach her to make a hospital swag wash bag, spa wash bag, not swag.
I mean, it probably will be swag.
I'd quite like a swag bag. Should we do a swag bag?
Could do a swag bag.
Yeah. Spa wash bag and pads, hairbands, and some bamboo toweling in my stash. Sue, that's perfect. How very lovely of you. Pam, good morning, beauties.
Oh. We like you.
Yeah, you can come again, Pam. I nearly forgot you were on. Even though you reminded us. Yeah, I nearly did too, don't worry. Morning, Lisa.
I got here this morning. Of course, Inga's got the day off. And
Inga's got the day off.
So I
She's
got
gone
here.
somewhere. No one.
I was all on my own.
Tumbleweed.
Yes. I had to
Tumbleweed.
let myself in and I thought, hang on. What's the
So we have a joke when anyone gets here before anybody else, because there's only like a certain parameter that you're allowed to be here before somebody else joins you. It's not a very long time at all. But if you are here on your own for any time, we just have a little joke like don't drink bleach and don't climb any ladders.
No.
So when everybody went off with COVID and it was just me.
And you're the boss, so you can come in on your
Yeah,
own.
it must have matter about me. No one cares about me. It's fine.
No.
So I come in. First thing I do is turn the light on. Bang! All the electrics go. I'm like,
Oh, that happened to me once, and I got John the man that can in.
oh no!
And he said
it's
that
5 o'clock in the morning.
Oh,
There's no man that can anywhere.
Oh no!
I seriously need a man that can in my life. That would be really, really nice.
Did it just trip?
It tripped the whole thing,
Yeah,
and of course it's early. No, I can't see anything.
No.
So I did have a little giggle to myself because I thought I was better than crying, and then had to find a ladder because the switch box
It's higher than
is
even
higher
you
than
can
high.
reach.
So I was like, yes, don't drink any bleach, don't get on the ladder.
You do know what John said to me when I
What?
got him in?
What?
Because I'd switched all the electric off to go down to the cafe
Yeah.
for lunch the one day. And we
John the man
locked
that
up
can,
and we all
yeah.
had a little walk together. And
Yeah.
and I got back and switched it on and poof.
Oh, there you go.
I was like, oh no. So John came in and I said, what's caused that then, John? And he said, I think you might have pressed the switch wrong. And I was like, oh, John. I said, I'm having a bad week, but you know you really ought to just go home and give up when you can't switch a light switch on. I said, pull the other one. Seriously. Have a word with myself. I just need to give up now if I can't switch a light switch on.
Yeah, I mean, we call him John the man that can.
Yeah.
It doesn't mean to say that he ever does it with a good grace.
No,
Let's be honest.
on that particular occasion,
No.
no.
Morning, Mona. Morning, Helen.
Pick the wrong woman.
He does not always enjoy our banter. No. We enjoy our banter.
We
Doesn't
love
mean to
our
say that anybody else
banter.
does. Morning, Janet. Morning. Oh, Helen's home alone again. Well, that means you can get up to all sorts of trouble then, doesn't it? Claire, you poor thing. How is your face? Lisa just loves
yes.
Tommy and Timmy. Who doesn't? Brenda, good morning. Jane, good morning. Joe, good morning. Ooh. I'm poolside in the sun. Lisa! Yeah, it's freezing here. I can't actually...
All
put my
right,
voice.
show off.
Why is it so cold in here?
It is chilly, isn't it?
Morning, Sil. How are you, my love? And Audrey's here. Hello, and Sue. Good morning to all of you. Right, so, do you know what we did to try and warm up this morning? My little Easter gift to the team might have been... I'm blaming Lo for this. I don't know if Lo's even joined us this morning, but is a Hotel Chocolat Velvetizer. So we can have hot chocolate all year round. And I said, Gemma, do you want hot chocolate? And she went, I might fall asleep.
Yeah.
I try not to say that personally because it's, only her and me here. I was like, it's all right, I'll put a bit of coffee in. Turns out it's quite nice, isn't it?
Yes.
Mocha.
Yes. Made short work of it, if I'm honest.
I might have put a bit too much in.
It's a bit strong.
Oh, morning from a sunny southwest of France. Angela, do you live there or are you holidaying? Ah, yes. Susie says, morning, a studio of colour to inspire. We give it a go, whack a bit of cafe around the place. Never a bad thing. Right, the donkey letter. Different. I'm sorry if you've heard this before, but it's like...
Oh, we were dead chuffed, weren't we?
We were really
loved
chuffed.
up with this letter.
Yeah, we're going to read it a lot.
Yeah.
We've even got a supporter number now.
Oh, very good.
Supporter 1,291,226.
I love that they've got so many supporters.
That's a lot of donkey love, isn't it?
It's a lot of donkey love.
My mum loves a donkey. Well, I've got her donkeys.
Gert and Daisy.
Gert and Daisy.
Yeah.
Well, who kind of inspired it, to be honest.
Yes, they did.
Not that they've had a bad life at the day in their life, to be fair.
No.
They are pampered. They've got a donkey palace and everything. Thank you so much for featuring felt donkeys in your December 2021 make. We really appreciate the lovely felts that you sent to us made by your viewers. That's you lot. Each item sold means that more and more donkeys can receive the love and care that they deserve. Donkeys just like Tommy and Timmy. I'd quite like it to be Timmy and Tommy. I don't know why, but...
It sounds like it should be that way round, but I quite liked the fact they chucked it round the other way.
Hang on, let me see if I can get you Tommy and Timmy up close and a bit personal. There they are. Whee! Come on, camera. Anytime you want to like focus. There we are. There's Tommy and Timmy. Loving life. That gives me conniptions about laminitis, but we'll cross over that. Tommy and Timmy are such lovely donkeys, and I can't believe what an awful start they had to life. They've overcome so much and are getting on so well now. They pair bond. But that only happens thanks to supporters like you. Tommy is turning into a real character and often one of the first donkeys to make himself heard at breakfast time. We can see that years of walking on overgrown hooves has taken its toll on his joints, but he is coping well and still really enjoys being out in the fields. Timmy is fine too. He is the smaller one in the photo. Is he smaller or just further away? I asked the question because I'm not sure, and Inga is not here to qualify.
Ask. Yeah.
Jem, look, smaller or
Far away.
further away?
For those who aren't familiar with Father Ted,
Look at it.
off you pop.
Funny.
It's yeah. Father Ted.
Blah, 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 blah. Yeah, he's fine too. I feel like Timmy gets a second mention. I don't feel like he's the star of the show here. Further away, he's all right too. He's fine. We're not worried about him. And it amazed me how well he coped when the farrier last visited. Your help and support really improves these donkeys' lives and means their future is safe and secure. Thank you for making happy endings like this possible. We love a happy ending, don't we, Jem?
Love.
A happy
We're
ending.
all about a happy ending.
All about the happy ending.
Aww.
Yes. Right. What should we make today, Jem? Oh, what are we making today?
Well, quite.
Oh,
What
have
you're
we got any
making
Friday
today-
deals that we need to mention? I know that
Got any what do we need to mention?
Any Friday deals that we need to mention?
Well, it's because it's Pay It Forward. We've got our new Pay It Forward launching, haven't we?
Oh, right. Should we say about this?
Yes.
Okay, so this is Gemma's baby.
It is.
And there are two things about the Pay It Forward. We always have kept them very, very simple, easy makes, haven't we? Mm-hmm. Always, so that they are open to everyone. This month's is going to be slightly different. Now, Gemma's granddad, many years ago, he had a stroke, very sadly.
He did.
And what that set off in him quite rapidly was dementia.
Yeah, overnight.
That's quite rapidly. Yeah. And so he ended up in a home, didn't he?
He did.
Was it like a dementia-based home?
It was.
It sort of specialised in it.
Yeah, and bless him, the stroke triggered all sorts of things. So he'd had dietary diabetes, but it went into insulin-dependent diabetes, and also Parkinson's and dementia, and all these things were triggered literally overnight.
The whole shebang.
So he went into a nursing home, but with elderly mental illness care.
Okay.
They specialised in dementia.
And what a lot of the ladies there had were, and what do we have to call them?
Ladies and gents, they're called what they needed really was a fidget quilt, which is what we're looking at making here.
Fidget quilt.
They used to have baskets of socks, odd socks, that they could pull out socks and pair them up and roll them.
I mean, to be fair, I could supply that all day long.
I know.
Well, there should be a service. That should be a service that you should be able to just take your buckets of many socks.
Yeah.
And I don't know where the others go. Like, I have no idea. No idea.
None.
No. Although, having said that, I did find a little pouch of Emily's and open it up the other day, and about 6 different socks did fall out.
Yeah.
Yeah, so possibly there. Yeah,
nice.
in our house. So they pair up socks and they just do all sorts of fun things, don't they?
The idea was that when you have dementia, you lose a lot of your independence, and your hands are not as busy as they used to be, and there's a lot of comfort that people with dementia can gain from having busy hands.
Okay.
They may not be able to remember how to crochet or do things like that, and they quite often simple tasks to keep hands busy is what we're looking at, and textures as well.
Okay.
So it's very much a fidget quilt, and we've got a brilliant bundle I'm putting together, and it really is. It's just loads and loads of different pieces. You're going to have so much fun with this.
We've had a good rifle through the warehouse.
Really have.
What would we like to fiddle with?
Sure. A fidget mat, I suppose the best way you can describe one would be when you get, for toddlers even, you get those brilliant mats where you can lift a flap and there'll be a mirror, or there'll be
you can buckle a shoe or do whatever,
or there'll be a little animal,
or
up. There's a fur patch that feels different. There's also some studies to show, clearly you're not going to regain memory per se with dementia, but different textures when they're felt can trigger memories, and for some people with dementia it can trigger certain memories.
So we're not making any promises here, but the fact
it's an enjoyable
the ethos
experience
behind it is to provide a blanket or a quilt, whatever you want to call it, that has texture, has activities that are simple. Now this is two birds, one stone.
Yes.
Because it's going to do a lot of good there. And we're very excited about that. What we're also excited about is the fact that for those of you that might have never inserted a zip.
No, exactly.
Or you're not quite sure how to put in some bag making thingies or whatever it is, or maybe you've never shut a fob. Or stuff like that. This is going to be your chance to try a few different techniques, very, very simply, that actually, if it all goes wrong, it doesn't matter.
No, because you'll make this square by square.
Square by square.
So you'll make a square that, say, has a D-ring on it, or one that has a zip on it so they can move the zip backwards and forwards. You can actually use some of your things at home as well. So we'll be providing ribbon.
You might have a button collection or some ribbons or
you might have a
anything
few
else.
beads. So we'll put ribbon in, and you might want to put a piece of ribbon diagonally.
So your beads on is going to have different textures fabric. So there might be some velvet, some felt, some mirror PU in there. We've got all sorts of some glitter PU. There might be a bit of denim. So we're going to put in lots of different textures to play with. We're also going to put in things like zips, buttons, ribbons with with great texture, or some lace. We're going to put in all sorts of
Velcro.
goodies, bits of Velcro.
So you could perhaps do a sort of a peepo sort of flap that you can lift up if you want to use some of your fabrics to make an applique thing to go behind.
This is everything that's going to go in there. There's going to be a bundle of goodies. So I would imagine you're going to be able to make a couple out of this.
Oh, absolutely.
And then whatever else you've got that you want to shove in, add in, do whatever. But it's going to be great for techniques where the end result doesn't really matter.
No, because you can just put that block to one side and have another go.
Absolutely. So that's what we're going to do if you would like that. Is it priced up, ready to go?
Yes, so I'm literally going to set it live now. Now this kit, and they will vary between kits, and the thing actually I just want to really quickly mention, it's really important, but it's not always been super clear. It is now in massive letters, in red and underlined. Sorry if that looks angry, but people sometimes get a bit confused with the Pay It Forward. We demonstrate last month's Pay It Forward today. We're launching next month's today. When you purchase this item, it's a delayed dispatch item. So you'll order it now, and it will be in the post to you before Natasha does the demo on Friday the 27th of May. So if you get it in time, you can make it together, or when you see the demo, it won't be far away and it'll be with you very soon afterwards.
Perfect.
That's the point. But this kit is going to be worth in excess of £30.
Yeah, there's a lot going in here.
More probably well in excess of £30. So yeah, it's going in.
I'm really excited for this. Very excited for this, because it's just something a little bit different, and just the value in being able to try out. And this is the other thing, isn't it? Like, this is a great one to try with your grandkids and everything else, because again, they might not put a zip in perfectly first time round, but it doesn't matter.
No.
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if the zip's straight or not. It doesn't matter, or if it's perfectly whatevered. It doesn't matter. So that's the idea. You're going to get all different kinds of fabrics, all different kinds of textures. It's going to be lovely. It's going to be quite a lovely make, I think.
Really lovely.
Really beautiful. So that's what is going up today. Now, today what we're making is last month's, and I'm sorry there was such a delay on this. Poor Josh went down with COVID, and he's the one that does our
instructions.
So there was a little bit of a delay. So apologies for that, but you should have these either today or tomorrow. They should be, if you haven't already got them. They have certainly all been at the post office, and Super Sue and Sam at the post office, our new post office. They are very, very lovely. Now, you will be getting with it some beautiful Liberty fabrics. Fabrics will vary. We've generally stuck to blue and yellows, because when this launched, the Ukraine thing was all going off, and a lot of you were making to support the Ukraine, and we salute that, don't we, Gemma?
We do.
Not what's going on. We don't salute that. That's dreadful.
Absolutely
what's going on. But we salute the whole. Let's support. All of that. I'm not even very clear, am I? You know what I mean.
We are looking to give you a way to raise funds to support that particular charity, or if you wanted to, and I know a lot of people have done this, get little makeup bags and pop essentials like soap, toothbrush, toothpaste, etc. into them and pass them on to a charity, then they could be gifted to those families who need to be made to feel welcome as they get into our country.
It could be it could be that you send them to your homeless, your local homeless place. When I worked at Sewing Quarter, they had a homeless shelter literally doors up from where we used to film, and I used to take stuff to them, and they were really lovely there. They were so lovely and always so grateful for anything. But the women that came in, they used to put together toiletry bags for them because they might not even have a hairbrush. So, and at that time I used to do the Neal's Yard thing. So I used to put all my samples, my Neal's Yard samples in little pouches and take them in, and they were just so grateful. You know, it's insane, really.
And actually, those little sample sizes are phenomenal. And we've all had them, haven't we? We've all gone to a lovely hotel and gone, oh, those are lovely, I'll use those. And then pick them up and then, no, not use them.
So, or maybe they're still sitting in your bathroom in a bowl of like soaps or stuff. I don't know. Whatever it is. But you can always buy little sample sizes in like Superdrug and places like that, can't you? For like holiday things. So whatever you choose to do, or it might be just a gift for a friend who's, you know, had a down day or something like that. Doesn't matter. It's Liberty, it's beautiful. There it is. And it will be kind of blue and yellows is what we're looking at. Is there anything else that we need to talk about before we get going? Good morning, Polly. Good morning, Joanne. Good morning, Linda. Good morning, Alison. Nice idea. My sister has knitted something called a twiddle mitt.
Nice.
Is that along the same lines?
Nice.
Yeah. Which uses the same idea. There we go. Yeah, I just can't knit.
No.
What's happening with Facebook?
Is Facebook having a funny?
Morning, Lisa. I don't know. Lisa's got the tequila out.
Oh, gosh. We should point out that it's not 10 a.m. where she is with tequila.
Oh no, she's in Australia.
No.
But it makes her happy. She's loved Natasha's set and full points for matching top. Does it match? Do you think? Oh, thanks.
Something to mention actually, one of the techniques that you might want to have a play with when it comes to the fidget mat or fidget quilt might be a bit of a plique, and that there Sarah Payne, she's got a lovely new book out, hasn't she?
Yes, she has.
Now, we don't have a copy of this yet to wave around.
Because
it's on its way to us.
Yeah, so Sarah, you know Sarah, lovely Sarah Payne, friend of the show, comes and does shows here. She was actually down at the publishers signing them the other day. She's done a whole load that she signed. And so we have got her brand new book. It's on a bit of a delayed dispatch.
It's not actually released until the 15th of May, but we have permission from the publisher to take pre-orders.
Get yours first.
It's not what you know.
Yay! It's who you know.
And we have friends in high places.
So if you want Sarah's brand new book, that is on today's show as well.
Yes.
And maybe you want to put, as Gemma says, a little applique element. Sue says fidget quilts, ideal for those with autism. Oh, hadn't thought of that. My grandson has a fidget tool. He's autistic. Autistic. They're often very autistic as well.
Often. Phenomenally so.
Pam says my darling mother-in-law has dementia and it's a heartbreaking disease.
It really is.
Do you know, it really is. It's you mourn the person before they go.
You do.
I think that's the thing.
You do. And then feel guilty for it, which is really
even worse.
Hard.
Yeah. My grandmother just started. She used to call me Jean quite a lot. Jean was.
No, my granddad didn't know who I was, which was heartbreaking because I had been really integral with his care. But he did know my husband, which was funny, and he'd call him Gary instead of Guy.
It's close because of G.
Yeah, he knew my friend Kathy, and he called her Diana.
Amazing.
And I said, "Oh, who is Kathy? Who is Diana?" And he said, "Gary's wife." Oh. So they had to sit together if we visited. I'd be like, sit next to your husband, Diana. Yeah. But he was just the loveliest man in the world. He really was.
That's just it, isn't it? You still love the person.
Yes.
And so with my grandma, she used to call me Jean a lot and ask me how her grandmother was, which was very confusing given that she was my grandmother. But, you know, still love her to bits. Right. Yes. This is what we're going to do. Let's have a little look here. This is your simple toiletries bag. Let's make this as simple as possible. So you will have 3 different Liberty Fat Quarters. So you're going to be able to make a couple of these. Did we put 2 zips in? I think we did in the end. Yeah,
believe
probably.
So.
And if you want to interface them, then do. Whether you want to do that with H640, this is a medium weight interfacing, doesn't matter. You don't even have to.
We'd love a bit of medium weight interfacing.
We've just had to restock because it had all sold out.
Do you know, and I only had it in last week.
Did you?
Yes, I had to get some more.
No, we've got some more. So you've got all of your cutting instructions in your pattern that's come with it for free, and you are going to, it doesn't matter which way around you do it, you might do, because of how the fabrics go, you might do one in one colour, and then I've got that for my lining, but you might have that as the base for your next one and something else for your lining. It's up to you, but you're going to stitch down there, and that's going to make your front and back pieces. So let's do that very quickly. And when I say that this is a quick and easy make, it is super quick and super easy.
Oh, a lovely gift make then. And once you've got this pattern, you've got it, you know. What a great thing
it's
to add
one
to
of
your
those
armoury.
things. If you've got, or even if you've got like some of our half-metre heavens,
Brilliant.
anything like that, pop the plain on the bottom, pattern on the top, plain on the inside, and you can make quite a few of these. So they're quick, they're easy, they're great as well when schools go, is anyone going to get anything for the raffle? Yep, have a bit of this. Because that's the thing that happens.
Great.
Do you still get that now Meg's a bit older?
No. No, they just want your cash.
Oh, well.
Yeah.
There we go, chop that and then press. So when it comes to a pressing matter here,
A pressing
always,
matter.
yeah, do you know what, I'm going to hang around. You can see how cold my hands are, absolutely frozen. I'm going to press to the dark side, and that is just because I've used quite a light fabric on the top. So I make sure that I have the fabric, the dark fabric on top, which means that then when I knock it back with the side of my iron, that is going to press. It took me ages to work that out. It's a really simple thing.
It's a really simple thing.
But actually,
yeah.
it just is, have the fabric that you want on the top. It's good. And then, if you want to, you can just stitch down, and that's just going to hold that seam down in place. So whichever way, if you've done the dark fabric on the top, then press that way. It really doesn't matter. Really doesn't matter. Whichever way you've pressed the seam, just sew down there. Or if your seam wants to go another way, do you know what? It's one of those things. Do not stress about it. Just do it. Or don't. I mean, you know, there's nothing to say that you have to top stitch. But again, it's finding, this is a perfect project to practice top stitching skills. That's a mouthful.
Teeth in, love, teeth in.
I know. I keep thinking about poor Claire with her sore tooth.
Oh, I know. Do you know? And I'm
nothing
totally in
worse, is there?
sympathy because I've had this raging wisdom tooth. So, yeah. For years, I had this feeling that my wisdom tooth was trying to come down and my back tooth was in the way. So I begged all these different dentists to please take out this healthy tooth at the back of my mouth. And they
Did
all
they
were
say
all like,
no?
no, absolutely not.
Yeah.
Until this one guy said, no, it's your tooth. You want to pay me? I'll take it out. You know, I get it. I understand. I believe you. I believe this pressure. So he took this tooth out, January 2020. I spent the whole of the lockdown and the pandemic going, oh, heck. Something is a-moving. And this wisdom tooth's been trying to make its way through ever since. And they take ages. But the pain from teeth is just not funny, is it? Not
I think anything in the mouth just feels ridiculously
nerves.
exaggerated, doesn't it?
Vile.
And then you go, oh, look at this. And people are like, yeah, it's just tiny. What's the problem? And you go, oh, because it feels like Mount
really
Vesuvius. In
it
my
gets so
head.
hot as well, and oh, it's just no fun. You poor
So we
thing.
feel for you, Claire. We feel for you,
do.
not to like, you know, really
We
emphasise the fact that
do.
and make you think about it, but
No.
I might just steam a bit more. It's nice to warm up my hands.
Nice and warm.
Yeah.
Do you know,
Don't know why
it
I'm
is
so
chilly
cold.
in here, and you
Yeah.
can guarantee.
It's normally warm in here. Don't know what's going on.
I bet the heating bill won't be any less, will it?
No.
No.
It'll
still
to
be
gouge
scandalous.
me for huge amounts.
Scandalous.
So we have done front and back, and we have got our linings all cut out and done. I want to put in a tab, all right, as you can see here. This is optional, and you're basically just going to fold it in half. It's 3 inches by 2 inches, I think is what I did. And then again, just to make it easy to open the zip, fold those raw edges into the middle. And then you can finger press, you can get out your little roller. Lots of you have gone for the little rollers. You never know when you're going to need one, do you? There we go. And then I would just top stitch down both sides on that.
Fabulous.
It's not that the pouch needs it, but it's a nice little thing to have.
No, it just finishes it off, doesn't it?
Yeah. There we go. Trim, 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 snip, done, bosh. And then, I'm not sure if I use the actual term bosh in my instructions, but I feel I should have done.
There are those that say, yes, you missed out there.
Yeah.
Missed an opportunity.
I know, right?
Look at this little tab.
I'm going to pop that little tab, fold it in half, pop it so it's facing the wrong way.
Yes.
Everything has to face the wrong way.
Yes.
And when I first started sewing, that really used to confuse me. I still have moments where I have to go,
Yeah.
Jane.
It's the same with handles, isn't it? You know,
Yeah.
and like the tablet case with the little piece of elastic, those raw edges need to be sticking up towards, like, you know, the raw edges of the fabric.
Yeah,
Our
yeah.
lovely friend Vicky, who's doing amazing actually.
She's
you know,
great on her sewing journey.
she's really
Just-
new to sewing.
hang on.
Yep.
I've just put that in an 1/8 of an inch,
Ooh.
so it's going to be within my seam allowance,
Hidden.
but it's in there, so I don't have to pin.
Perfect.
One less pin, right?
Basting it in place.
Yeah, basting in place.
So yeah, Vic's doing an amazing job with her sewing, and we're both really very proud, aren't we?
Yes.
Like proud mother hens.
Oh, yeah.
But bless her, she did have a faux pas where the piece of elastic, she put it in the wrong way round, and then made it all, turned it through, was really pleased with herself, and was like, "Where is my loop? Where is it?" And had lost it. So yeah, it's just these little things that you learn along the way.
Yeah. And actually, when she did go back and read the instructions,
Yes,
she found it.
She did say this. She said, "You know." I thought to myself, aha, a pattern correction for the girls, and then read it again and went, no, they did right.
Do you know
it.
what though? We should put on Lisa Chandler. We sell Lisa Chandler's patterns, and actually next week we're doing her tidy up on Tuesday.
Yeah.
Tidy up Tuesday is what it's going to be called.
Very special tidy up.
It's a very special tidy. It's beautiful. We're going to have it in Tilda. We're going to have it in William
Morris.
Morris. We're going to have it in all the goodies for you. So whatever your decor, whatever room you want to tidy up,
Yep.
it's there for you.
Gorgeous.
Really beautiful. Because we had a few kits come in and they just went.
They did.
They absolutely went. So whilst we're waiting for Lisa's fabric to arrive, fingers crossed any day.
Yes. And this is one
that's-
you'll make and make and make again.
Yeah, for sure. Absolutely. Because it tidies up anyway. Wash away tape. 1/4 inch wash away tape. Game changer for zips.
that's
Just
in
a
today's
game changer.
collection, yeah.
We have got it on the show. We've got it in 10-meter rolls, but it is an absolute game changer. And here's the thing, right? Because you don't have to get involved with a zip. No, what you're going to be putting in the zipper.
Yeah.
You don't have to get involved with pins. Now, let's talk about which side. This looks confusing, right? Because I've got my tab there and my zip pull there. But that's because this is going to go back to front
Okay.
and go there. So I want this the opposite side to where that's going to
Sure.
be. I mean, the other way round is to put one on both sides, right?
Well, yes.
And then
hedge
when
your
you
bets.
open it, that's fine. And then when you shut it, you've also got another one to go. So it's up to you. But this is what I would do. Run a line of tape along like so. And do you know what? I put this on so long ago, it's kind of lost its stick a little bit. Maybe it's feeling cold too. This. Eee. So I put off doing zips a lot, used to, because I just felt I was a bit rubbish at them, and I could never remember how the sandwich went. So your zip sandwich is going to be, just always think right sides together. So your outer piece is going to be right sides together with your zip. Then you're going to flip it, put another line of tape, like so, up there, snip. Oh, excuse me, sniffing. It's the cold. And then you're going to pop that. I think these are squares now.
It's funny, isn't it? You know, when you're cold, your nose is a bit, and when you've had hot food as well, like a hot soup
curry.
or
I'm
a
going
curry.
for curry tomorrow night. Can't wait.
Tomorrow night. Tomorrow night.
Yeah, early doors.
Oh,
As soon as it opens, 5:30, me and the kids will be there.
you're having a fabulous time, aren't you?
I've
You're
got
going
a
out in the
lovely
day as
weekend.
well, aren't you? You're going out with your friends.
I'm going to do a national trust thing with the kids. If you want, by the way, with this tape, if you want to make it a little bit more permanent, or you can just apply a little bit of heat. Yeah.
She's gallivanting all over the place this weekend.
I am
What a
gallivanting.
marvellous weekend you've got ahead.
Yeah.
It's good, isn't it?
Well, yeah. So a bit of national trust with the kids, then early doors curry with the kids, and then we're going to go and watch Operation Mincemeat, aren't we, Jem?
We are.
I can't wait.
We are. Date night.
Oh, I love a date night with you, Jem.
Yeah, we've got backseat rows and back row seats and everything. God, honestly, I'm going to just go back to bed. So for those who don't know, my week normally consists of being in here for 3 days, Thursday spent in my pyjamas, working from my bed, and then Friday asleep. And I've had 5 days of Natasha. I'm broken.
so sorry.
And then we're going to the cinema tomorrow.
6 days. There is no rest for the wicked.
Come Sunday and Monday, I just basically won't get out of bed.
Do you know what? You have clearly, been incredibly wicked. Do you know what I've done? I've forgotten to actually move my stitch cross.
Oh, very good.
Yeah, so just
So you
bear
put your
that in
zipper
mind.
foot on.
Yeah, put my zipper foot on.
Yeah.
It helps if you then make sure that, you are not going to wreck your needle. A little forward and back if you want. And away we go. Just going to stitch down there. If at any point you want to move your zip pull out the way. Now, what I've done with these measurements is tried to do it so that, there we go, so that your zip pull can be out of the way. But if it's not, all you can do is you can just do like a stitch in one place, just lock that stitch off, take it out, move the zip up. Please don't faff about if you don't want to, trying to, when you do that thing where you try and move the zip,
Yeah.
and whilst it's all underneath. Don't worry about that, because if you've used your zip foot and gone against your zip teeth, you'll be able to put it back in the same place very easily. Just start that stitch again and then just sew down and finish it off. Bob's your uncle. Happy days. There we go. Then you're going to take it back to your pressing mat. And I'm very aware that this is teaching a lot of grandmothers to suck eggs, but it's a Friday.
Sorry, the link isn't up yet, guys. From Shopify's being naughty.
Naughty Shopify.
Naughty, poor
Right,
SJ.
this is a nylon zip. Please be careful with how you press. If you are in any doubt, and we've started saying this is partly why we got these in, then use your little seam press.
You're very good with your iron, but no one wants to be.
You don't want to go melting your zip. If you're nervous about it,
No one needs to be melting their zip. That's no fun.
So just press the fabric away from your zip teeth, because the next thing that we're going to do is make sure that that zip can open and shut without it getting trapped in your fabric. So we're going to stitch down there.
So there we go. Gosh, lots of lovely messages this morning. We've had a question: where are we sending the Pay It Forward project, the twiddle things for dementia? That will be something we look into. I mean, there's various homes that I am aware of. I mean, clearly my granddad was in one, and I know them.
But if you have somewhere that you would like to suggest to us,
exactly,
or you know of somewhere that needs it,
Sure.
please do suggest.
Of course.
We are open to everything.
Of course. And, there are members of the team as well who have elderly relatives, some of whom have dementia. So between us all, yes, we will know of various worthy homes.
Yes.
And appreciative homes as well.
All
The gremlins are happening today,
Have we got all
Facebook
the
gremlins and Shopify gremlins, all the gremlins.
I'm trying to
So
stitch a
at
piece
the
of my
moment,
hair in.
what we're struggling with
Yeah.
is Shopify will not let us adjust the guest designer page to a Pay It Forward page. So we just need to make sure the products are still there, and it will still say guest designer, because today's the new home of
Yay, guest designer,
Pay It Forward now, isn't it?
Yeah, and that's the reason that we've done that, is so that guest designers can come on other days, because actually trying to coordinate diaries for a Friday has proved tricky. So we'd like to give our guests more opportunity to be with us.
Yes.
If they want to come.
Yeah, and flexibility of what dates that we can offer
Is
them.
key.
But also, so many of you have got behind Pay It Forward and love it. And one of the common questions that we get is, when's the next Pay It Forward show?
Yeah.
So if you all know that it's the last Friday of the month,
it's a destination day.
Absolutely.
But we never imagined when we launched this that it would
No.
be as popular as it is and has been. Right sides together. So, you know, I keep saying with these zips, just keep doing right sides together. So that's my outer fabrics and then our right sides together. Flip it. This is my lining fabric. It feels a bit too lovely to have as a lining fabric, doesn't it?
Gorgeous, isn't it? Oh, SJ, you're so clever, darling.
Do you know what I've
Well
done?
done. She's fixed things. Have you done something wrong, Tash?
Yeah, I really
Too
have.
busy gossing.
Yeah. I've just sewn that the wrong way around.
Oh, so your base is at the top?
Yeah.
Lovely.
Well done me. I'm going to be
do you know what it
unpicking
is?
that.
It's because you said it was a lovely quick make.
I know,
and
right?
Everyone wants you for a bit longer because some didn't realise you were going to be here.
Well, you know, I'm going to be
There it is.
unpicking.
Oh, SJ, you're so clever.
Has anybody actually noticed that I did that? Anyone?
I don't know.
No.
SJ
Well,
and I
we'll
were trying
just
to
stitch
fix
down the
things.
other side. And I've now got, of course, 2 rows of lovely stitching to unpick.
Oh, that's okay.
So that's all good. So yeah, always double check these things. What an idiot. Oh, I haven't done a lovely good faux pas for quite some time. Well, maybe like this week. Have I? Have I really messed things up this week? I have now. Yeah. Come
I
find our
do
lovely new make.
feel that earlier this week we had a bit of a giggle
Did we?
over something.
Do you know what else I would really like? Is if my sewing machine had not come undone.
Oh.
Maybe I've played bobbin chicken. It's all swimmingly. Oh no, it's bobbin chicken. There we go.
Oh. If Jane
Well,
was
we can have a
here-
little bit of a chat.
If Jane was here, you see, she'd have made sure that bobbin was filled up for you.
Do you know, I did look at it and go, I nearly filled it up before the show, and then I
It's
looked
a little
and I
make.
thought,
It's a little make. I'll squidge it out of that, you thought?
I did, because I didn't want to. My grandma used to drive me mad. My grandma used to fill different colours on top of different colours on the bobbin, so you never had a full bobbin, and it used to drive me mad, so I don't do it. But what it means is that I also play bobbin chicken quite a lot. Which is very silly, but luckily my machine will do this and will be all good in moments. In moments, let me tell you.
Well, Anne said good morning. She says, morning everyone watching in the car, not driving.
Oh, good. I'm always glad when you clarify
I
that
love-
because,
yeah.
you know, you shouldn't really drive and watch us.
I love
at the
that she
same time.
clarifies it now
Yeah.
because the number of
Yeah.
times I've said, I hope you're not driving.
Lisa driving you.
Lisa Rogers says, morning both, happy Friday, loving all the deliciousness on set. She's been given some vouchers.
Ooh.
So yes, that's
Do you
very
have a good
exciting.
voucher?
SJ, can you just clarify the validity on vouchers, please? I've got an idea in my head, but I just now am thinking, am I fibroing really well? I don't want to give the wrong advice. Oh. Lovely. Elizabeth Crangle says, my stepfather forgot who I was at times. I told him and he'd say, oh, that's very nice because you're very sweet. And it melted my heart. So my granddad would see me and quite often I'd be in my tunic and trousers because I'd been in salon or, you know, teaching at a spa. And I'd say, hello, do you know who I am? And he'd say, you're the nurse. And I'd say, oh, okay, that's good. And I'd sit and chat to him. And, he, you know, he knew a few other people, but he just didn't know me, bless him.
Which
So
I think is always a bit unfair when you were there every day.
I know,
but I think that's how it goes.
Yeah, he knew who my brother was, who didn't see him anywhere near as much, but you can't rationalise it. You can't rationalise it.
You really can't. And that's the horror of it, isn't it? But, you know, this is why we do these things.
Sil says, I'm sharing the care for my dad with my sisters when Mum passed last August. He has dementia. He's only interested in colouring, eating and playing cards. It could
to be fair, that sounds like Emily.
Sounds like a great day, though, bless him.
Sounds too bad to me.
So my granddad, he completely changed. He'd always been not interested at all in reading, and yet all he wanted to do was read all the time. So we got him lots of different books and magazines, and yeah, it was just strange how the brain can change, you know.
We do not know. We just don't know much about the brain, do we?
We
And
don't.
That's the thing. I'm just going to unpick. So talk amongst yourselves
All
while I just
the
unpick. You know,
all
several
of
layers
this, all of the experts in the in that field will say there is way more for us to know than we know. You know, we
so
know
I
a
was having
tiny
this
amount.
conversation the other day, right? And that is, just, if you just even stop and think about, like, sometimes I'll have a flashback memory to a car journey or something from when I was a child, and I can vividly remember the road, the plants, that it's so vivid for me. Where has that been? Like, how is that even stored in my head?
I know.
It's insane when
And
you
yet
start thinking
other
about it. And
things-
brilliant. And yet sometimes I can't remember my
recent
name.
stuff. No, exactly. And I think that's the thing.
Or how to stitch stuff around the right way.
My granddad would not remember some stuff that had happened, you know, really recently. And you'd talk to him and he thought he was in Pearl Street in Sheffield and it was 1973 and it was just bizarre, and his memories of the old stuff was really vivid, and his brother came to visit and we'd spent ages saying, don't expect too much, he doesn't remember people, he doesn't remember his life, you know. And yet Stephen sat with him and they spoke extensively about their childhood, and he told us off and said, you told me that he was terrible, I've driven all the way from Yorkshire expecting to meet this stranger, and we said, but he doesn't know anything. He doesn't remember my childhood.
Yeah.
But he did remember his own childhood.
Well, isn't that lovely?
Which was amazing. Absolutely amazing. But the brain is just such a
very
wonderful
complex
thing. Really complex.
But where do memories go?
Yeah.
Like, where do you store them?
I know.
You think on a camera, right, how much just a few photos stores.
Yeah.
And if you start storing videos,
Yeah.
God help you, because, you know, that's your full memory thing gone.
Sure.
But
The human body's amazing.
so how does that, it blows my mind when I actually stop to think about it. And I know technology is great, but my goodness me, our brains are just phenomenal.
Really.
And
Hugely.
it does, I had this full blown conversation of, well, how does that, what?
I know.
And occasionally, you know, I have these conversations and I'm just very present to the fact that we are pretty incredible.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure.
And then I have moments like this where I can't even remember.
Do you know what you can do though, Tash? Can you go into close-up and just show people how incredible this seam ripper is? Because I do think it's, I mean, you do feel like a surgeon every time you get one of these out.
Yeah.
But they are just the most brilliant piece of kit, and we're getting low on them now.
Are we?
You know.
Right.
Clever they are.
This is the seam ripper that I'm using. It looks like a scalpel. It looks like I am about to go and perform some sort of surgery. I'm not, thank God, because I mean, you know, we've seen what my sewing's like. But it comes with replacement blades. But look how sharp and pointy that is. You can really get in and just zip all the way along.
You tickle these stitches and they go, don't you?
Well, I've just done two rows of stitches in seconds. So I would really, really recommend them. Please keep the lid because they are sharp as anything.
What I like about this is I mean, crikey, I got a cheap seam ripper years ago. What a silly thing to do.
Buy
Because
cheap, buy twice.
You have to go in there and then you pull the stitch, and then when you pull the stitch, it pulls your fabric, and it snags things and it warps things, and it's just
all the
such
things.
false
You
economy.
shouldn't have to put that much pressure on something.
And there's no pressure on this. You tickle and pop, it goes. It's so clever.
Tickle,
So
pop,
yes.
it goes. There we go. I don't have to worry about.
But it's true.
True. It's all true.
So true.
No word of a lie from us, Gemma.
It is true.
It's true. It's true. We love them. We only stock stuff we love. That is also
Well,
true.
never a truer word spoken.
Yeah. We were with a supplier the other day and he's like, how do you decide what you're going to stock? And I just said, if I can't see a make out of the fabric that I'm buying, I won't buy it. It's as simple as that. I have to be inspired when I see the fabric and know that there will be something that I will want to make from it.
Yeah.
Else, what is the point?
Yes.
What's the point? Now, I keep sniffing. I'm so sorry. Let's get this round the right way, shall we? But it does show. Here we go.
Yeah.
Right. Back to the. Come on, did nobody shout about that, Jem? Did nobody point out
I'm
that
further up.
just about to...
I'm seeing that Lisa Taylor says the wind has just blown over her beach umbrella.
Yeah, no,
which
something.
you know does lighten up, lighten up the mood of our very serious conversation. Susie Duncan's cold as usual. She's filled a hot water bottle and tied it to her with fabric scraps.
Oh,
You know, I have an electric plug-in heat pad, which my stepdaughter bought me for Christmas the year before last because of my fibromyalgia and my joint pain. So I can lie on this thing and it's incredible. And I saw what looks like the equivalent of a body warmer that you strap round yourself and plug in. I mean, I just thought this was the best thing I'd ever seen in my life. However, it had a neck part, so it was supposed to heat up round your neck. When it arrived, I don't know what the neck part is there for. There's no wiring in the neck
What?
part. So it is
well, that's
basically like
rubbish.
leaning against my flat pad.
No.
So that went back. But I'm on the lookout now. I don't care what I look like. That's going to be amazing when
I
I'm
have
cold.
one for like dog walking, and it's just a really long, thin one, which you can put around your neck like a scarf. Because, you know, many years of falling off horses and crashing cars and stuff does not for a good neck make.
It does not.
And
it's not a nice thing having neck problems.
no,
Ouchies.
all the fun. I'm just going to stitch that down again.
Claire Angelina's with us. She does say she's dosed upon painkillers and comfortable, and hopefully the pesky tooth is being removed tomorrow.
Yay! Whee! Right.
Lisa Taylor says that she made some of Lisa's tidy-ups. They're gorgeous, fairly easy to make, and so useful. She gave some as Christmas presents. Well, I was thinking this with some of these brilliant Morrises, you know. They'd be fantastic for Father's Day. Pop a few treats in them.
Yes.
And be really nice as like a desk tidy.
Yes.
Really
yes,
lovely.
And yes. Yes and yes and yes. Right, this is what we're going to do next. We are going to open the zip. I have put that in shout capitals because if you've watched any of the shows, then you will know that's something that I generally forget to do. So I've only put it in shout capitals because it's something I forget to do, and it helps me. Please don't be insulted by the shoutiness of it. No, is what I would say. Right, we are going to try and line up these seams here.
Yes.
And pop a little pin.
Because that'll just look so lovely from the side.
It's a little thing. Yeah, I remember making my first bag, being really pleased, and then noticing afterwards, like, oh, that was something that would have made it look even better.
Yeah.
I still love it, and I still have it.
Of course.
And then push your zip into the seam. Now, what am I going to have to leave, Gemma?
Your zip open.
And a
turning through gap in your lining to pull it all through for your ta-da moment. Of course.
All of that. All
Yes.
of what Gemma just said. I've managed to pin that lining on both
Ask
sides.
Me how I know.
Well, these are the things, and we do often
That's what
try
you've
and
done
put
this week.
them.
It was a turning through gap. That was what you missed. There was a thing.
Oh yeah, no, I did.
There's
didn't
lots
I?
of people sharing their stories. You know, it's everyone's known someone with dementia, and it's a sad thing. But Margaret says that her mum had vascular dementia and was in a home that tried really hard with activities based on hobbies.
Mm-hmm.
In the first year, they'd had 1 day a week with her mum decorating biscuits because she used to bake.
Amazing.
And a day a week putting flowers in jars for the dining table because she'd always kept a garden. That's the thing with these fidget quilts really as well, is my granddad had always been so fiercely independent and had always had busy hands. And when, you're at that stage of life where you need help.
Leave it all. Okay.
With the gap left. Yeah. But when you're at that stage of life where you do need help dressing and all those things that you've done yourself, I just think to be able to keep your hands busy, that it's comforting as well. It really is.
I think it's also one of those things, it's like there but by the grace of God go I. Like you never know what's going to happen.
No.
Heaven forbid to any of us.
No.
And I have complete respect for any carers.
Oh.
My god sister Sophie, she's a carer, and she loves old people.
It takes
She's
a very
amazing
special
with
type
them.
of person.
It really, I couldn't do
Yeah.
it. I remember my friend Anna when she worked in the local nursing home, and she got sent on a course, and it still makes me giggle. And I'm sorry if my humour is a little bit inappropriate, but she got sent on a course on how to pick up old people.
Oh, yeah, because manual handling. No, but it is.
But it wasn't the way that it sounded.
No.
I'm like, oh right,
No.
that's the demographic, is it?
It's not the way they should have worded that, is it? But it was a manual
pick
handling
up
course
old
rather
people.
than,
Right,
rather
all
than
right.
dating side of things.
No.
Yes. No, my stepdaughter's recently taken a job in a care home, and her first day there, bless her. She's very fortunate. She's got 2 fabulous homes and sets of parents with different interests, and we're very diverse. And her mum's not a crafter at all, but she's got other amazing skills that she passes on to Jem. But Jem messaged me on her first day at the nursing home and said, I feel that you've prepared me my entire life for this moment. And I thought, well, this is intriguing. And she said, my first day in my job, Easter bonnet making.
Yay!
And they had to pair up with a carer to a resident, and had to make Easter bonnets And they had a competition.
Amazing.
And Gemma's won.
Yes!
Gemma and her resident won.
Boom!
And I said, there you go. All those times I made you do craft. For my benefit, because it was me that enjoyed it, not you lot.
So when I was a little girl, my best friend Ali and I, we went to a school that did an Easter bonnet competition. So Ali was she was nearly a foot shorter than me, bit like you and me, Jem.
Yes.
And my lovely friend Ali and I decided that what we really wanted to do was an Easter bonnet. That was, let me just see how big I made this. Yeah, I'm just going to cut an inch square out of each bottom, by the way, and that's an inch from there, not an inch from the seam, just an inch from each bit, so we can just box that bottom out. And so we got a great big box. We decided we were going to make one that we could wear together, because when you're 7 or 8, that's what you do.
Yeah.
And we made hundreds of flowers out of tissue paper in their bathroom. We spent hours and hours, and then papier-mâchéing this hat. And then we had to get some, what was it? Like a polystyrene-y thing.
Yeah.
To then put in her side of the hat.
Yeah.
To basically like a wedge, so that it didn't go like that, so that it was padded to take up the fact that I was so much taller than her. And
There's
we
not enough padding in the world
won.
for you and me to do this.
No, we won. It was hilarious. This great
Brilliant.
big box covered in flowers on our heads that we could only wear together. I'm going to box the bottoms.
Audrey's asking about the washi tape, just very quickly, the wash away tape.
Yeah.
She wanted to know, does it gum your needle up?
Right, no, okay, so let's have an honest and frank conversation about this. There are 2 types of washi tape that you can get. You can get one which is a non-wash away tape. I found that gums my needle.
It does.
We don't sell it.
No.
Once we found that out, we stopped selling it.
Yeah.
I haven't found this one to do that. I always change my needle after a project anyway.
Yes.
So that's what I would recommend. So do get your 100 packs of needles, because then you've always got a needle to change. And I will today, but especially as I shove my needle onto the foot. But I've not found it to do that, which is why this is the one that we stock and not the other one. So there.
Yes.
Right, so seams going in the opposite direction.
I've caught up with some comments now.
Hang on. One seam going one way, one seam going the other. Nest them and then stitch across there like that. And that's what I'm going to do while Gemma catches up with comments.
Yeah, Rona spotted that your panel was on the wrong way round.
Oh, well done, Rona.
Cheers, Rona.
Thanks. Bit late. But we did say the other day, didn't we? There's always a delay on it of what I'm doing, and by the time that you guys get to see it.
Yeah.
And then actually us looking at it.
Absolutely. Oh,
good.
Jane says you'll love Operation Mincemeat. Really great film, and 2 Darcys for the price of 1. This is very true. So you've got Colin Firth in it. I know, our original Darcy, and then yes, the.
Do you know,
they're
as a
both
teenager,
lovely. Matthew's lovely too, but yeah.
As
2
a
Darcys.
teenager, that Mr. Darcy coming out of the river, pond, whatever. I mean, I don't really care what body of water it was. Coming out of whatever body of water it
Lake.
was.
Yeah, the lake, the fishing lake.
That made my teenage years, I'm not going to lie. I will always have a soft spot for Colin Firth
for sure.
in a white shirt.
Oh, no.
In fact, if any man would like to recreate that for me, go ahead. Go ahead, I'm not fussed. Really, you know.
Yeah.
Maybe I should write that in my dating profile. Go like, what would your ideal date be? Like watching Mr. Darcy come out of a lake. If you can do that, I'm yours. That would be quite. I don't. Yeah. Is that too much? I mean, with that, I don't know. Not sure.
Oh, I don't think there's ever, there's anything wrong with admiring lovely Mr. Darcy. He played that role so beautifully.
He did play very
Everyone fell in love with him.
Everyone did.
Meg used to come out of primary school, out of reception, and say, "Oh, Mummy, I'm so tired. Can we go home and watch Pride and Prejudice?"
Yes.
And the
yes, you
teachers would be
can.
like, "Did your daughter just say that?" I was like, "Yes, we have a big fluffy blanket we put on, and we wore those DVDs out every day. She'd watch them." And Sense and Sensibility, that's how she first fell in love with Alan Rickman. absolutely loved Alan Rickman.
I haven't forgiven him for dying
She
yet.
sobbed.
I'm
She
very sorry,
sobbed
but
when
I
he
have
died
not
because
forgiven him for
in
dying.
her head she was going to marry him or David Jason.
She can get out of my way.
did
Oh, she
try
had
and point
David
out-
Jason, but
I did
yeah,
try and
Alan
point
Rickman.
out that they're both, you know, sort of granddad /
Okay.
great granddad age
Don't
for
care.
her. But
Not interested.
yeah.
Still, that voice, you know, whew, that voice, and it was Alan Rickman in Robin Hood, Prince of Thieves. Forget Kevin Costner. Nah,
Oh,
it was Alan.
Oh, Margaret's given us an alternative option on the
Men?
pouch.
Oh,
No,
pouch.
on the men. She
Sorry.
said the Ukraine flag is
Yes.
blue at the top and yellow at the bottom because there's a blue sky above a field of yellow. So yes, you could do yours that way round for sure.
I think I did on one side.
Yes. But the one that you've put on the shelf as well, we have put the yellow at the top. But yeah, of course, you could do it.
The
whichever
only
way
reason
round.
for that is that I thought that if the blue is the
It's
dark
more
colour, so it's
practical.
just more practical. I have my practical head on,
It is
but I know I've done it the wrong way. But it's just a nod to the colour,
It
isn't
is
it?
a nod to the
turning
colours.
turning through, because I actually did remember my turning through gap. Go me. Even amidst Colin Firth-based conversations.
Oh, here we go. We have a comment here from Chris who says, my lovely wife Diane recently suffered a stroke. She's an avid follower of yours. I'm so sorry to hear that.
Yeah,
This is
really sorry.
how my granddad ended up with dementia overnight. Di has thankfully regained mobility in her left arm, so
Amazing.
intends to make some of these bags and donate to Eastwood Stroke Unit at Chesterfield Royal Hospital, where they took such
Amazing.
great care of her. That makes wonderful. Yeah, you know, just because we have chosen the blue and yellow and we've suggested it could be a
Liberty
Ukrainian make.
fabrics, so it's not with they're not blue and yellow to the extent that it's just plain blue and yellow. And as you can see, I've done mine, as beautifully pointed out, the wrong way round for the flag anyway. So it's not a matter of that. It's a matter of they are beautiful fabrics. They are Liberty fabrics that you're getting, by the way, in here, not any old shim shammy you are making.
Absolutely.
Because that's the thing. Just because it's charity made doesn't mean so it has to be made out of cheap, horrible fabric, does it?
No.
It can be a beautiful
But
fabric.
similarly, if you get these fabrics and you love them and you want to pop those in your stash and use something from your stash to make toiletry bags to gift, then absolutely, we're not going to argue with that either. But the toiletry bags being made,
you just need to stitch up your turning through gap.
Beautiful.
And that is it made.
But these being made and filled with some little toiletries, like has been suggested here, absolutely, you could give them to local women's refuges, you could give them to a local stroke unit with some toiletries in, because when emergency cases like that are admitted, they don't necessarily have all the bits and bobs with them. So absolutely,
anywhere that is going to benefit, or if you just want to
sure.
make these with your grandkids and then maybe put a few bits in and give it to their mum.
Yeah.
Because you know what, busy mums need a bit of love too. And that would also, if it makes someone smile, makes someone feel good,
Sure.
you've fulfilled the premise of it, and that's
Definitely.
absolutely fine. So next month's the fiddle twiddle whittle mats,
Fidget quilt.
fidget quilts.
Not fiddle blanket, which we have said, because that just sounds terrible.
My mum did, because my mum asked what we were doing today. I said, she's like,
No,
is that
fidget
the most
quilt sounds better than a
appropriate-
fiddle blanket.
What is that exactly?
Jane Gray says, I did read somewhere how many bytes the human brain has. So that would be the answer to your question. She says, unfortunately, I can't remember. That just tickled me.
I mean, the irony is not lost. And that's all good.
Pam says she has lovely conversations with her mother-in-law about her childhood in Ireland and how she met the father-in-law. And that was the thing, my granddad had such vivid memory of his childhood, and it's one of my biggest regrets that I didn't really grill him for that information. I'd listened to it and enjoyed it, but I wish I'd documented it.
Do you know
Would have
what?
been great.
Yeah, it's
It
one
would
of
have been
those things.
wonderful.
My granddad has written his memoirs, and I read them on the train up on a train trip up to London. I'm just going to stitch this up while we're chatting.
Yeah.
And just amazing, because I don't know about your men in your life, and I could be making sweeping generalisations here, but sometimes they ain't all that chatty.
No.
And thinking about it, I know very little of my dad's life before my mum.
No, quite.
And I only know about my dad's life with my mum because my mum tells me.
Yeah.
Not because my dad tells me anything. I mean, he might say about he had a midget or,
yeah, cars normally,
cars.
isn't it? Cars,
Yeah, he'll tell me about his cars.
Absolutely.
But not about,
No.
him.
No.
So to actually read about my granddad was amazing. And I know that, lots of people are on Ancestry.com and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
And we've got big gaps on my mum's side because it looks like my grandfather was a spy.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So the paper trail just go coals, and MI5 or MI6 or whatever, it will neither confirm nor deny.
Oh, wow.
On non-headed paper.
Well, that's a bit exciting.
Which apparently, if it had been on headed
Yeah.
paper, would have been no, he wasn't.
Yeah.
But because it's not on headed paper,
Yeah.
can neither confirm nor deny. So we're kind of stuck on his side.
Yeah.
So it's
Well,
all
that's exciting.
Yeah. So it's all quite.
It's been a right old week of these sorts of revelations.
I know.
Hasn't it?
Families are great.
Yes.
But no, I would love, and so yeah, if you can grill for these stories, and I wish I could remember more of my grandma's or have them written down somewhere.
Absolutely.
It would be lovely because they've lived through some times.
At really interesting times.
And hopefully we'll never have to live through times like that again.
No, quite.
But as a generation, to have access to people who have lived through those times, very, very interesting.
Lo's joined us.
Hi, Lo.
She says she was having her nails done. She also makes the very valid point that local psychiatric units quite often need things filled with toiletries because people go in at such short notice they don't have things with them.
Yeah. I mean, you might want to make these out of, if you've got some kids' fabrics as well, maybe give them, for children's wards and things like that.
Absolutely. Little,
You just never know, do you?
Absolutely. Sylv is sharing our love for Mr. Darcy and our tears for Alan Rickman. Jane says that her husband recreated the lake scene last year when he somehow lost his balance and half dunked himself in the pool.
Amazing. Amazing.
It's brilliant.
Yeah.
Oh, Claire Angelina says her teenage crush was and still is Kevin Costner. Robin Hood, Prince of Thieves.
Well, that's fine. You can have Kevin and I'll have Alan. It's fine. To be fair, talking of things falling in things, do you remember Eric, my Great Dane, my 12-stone Great Dane? And we used to live near the canal. And it was kind of... Eric fell in the canal so many times. We had a process. When I say we, I had a process to get a 12-stone Dane, very wet, out of the canal. And it was kind of a mark of how long we'd walked or how good a walk it was as to how many times Eric had got excited, played with another dog and fallen in the canal. So yeah, I may not have had, the love of my life, man-wise, recreate a Mr. Darcy scene. But yeah, Eric, the dog-based love of my life, for sure.
Oh.
He didn't smell as good, though, coming out, that's for sure.
Oh, I don't know, I loved him. I used to get my nose right into... No. When he was just, he'd just woken up, I used to have a good old snuggle with him and have a good old sniff.
He was a very snuggling man.
Helen says she is waiting for her newsletter late today. It's show day, so we don't generally send out a Friday newsletter on show day.
But go and have a rummage.
So SJ will remind everyone that we're here. Mm-hmm. But that's
now let's talk about Monday's show. So Monday is a bank holiday, so it won't be a YouTube show because we haven't done a pre-record for it because, quite frankly, haven't had time. But we will do a show with lots of goodies on it for you. So we would have done another warehouse walkabout, but not a lot has changed since the week or 2 weeks since the last bank holiday. And so what we're going to do this time is we're going to look at various kits and bits and bobs, pop them on great prices. So there will be bargains to have galore on Monday. We also are launching a brand new fabric range, which is stunning.
It really is, and the feel, and the quality of the digital print,
it's
stunning.
A digital print, but it is just
I'm smiling to myself here. These lovely stories coming through. Alison says her dad had dementia. His memory went, but he could remember World War II, where he escaped from a prisoner of war camp and lived hiding with an Italian family for 9 months. He even spoke Italian again during his latter days. My granddad went silent initially after his stroke and the dementia kicked in.
Did he?
And yeah, we just couldn't get him to speak at all. And if he did, it was a quiet little whisper. And I remember going to a church service that they did in the hospital. A lovely vicar came out. And we stood there, and when the hymns started, because my granddad had been head choir boy when he was a little boy, I started singing the hymn, and this booming voice came out of him, stood next to me.
Oh, wow.
And I couldn't look at him. I was looking at the vicar, and I was howling. The tears were rolling down my face. I looked like Alice Cooper by the end of it. But it was
just singing like Alice Cooper.
Oh, I just was singing. I didn't care. And I just howled. And she came over afterwards and said, "Are you okay?" And I said, "We've not heard his voice since the stroke. But he's just sung. And it's because he used to be a choir boy." And the memories, and it's just wonderful. They just take themselves back. But him and a chap called Ted, once he got into the nursing home, had both lived through the war.
Right.
And on one particular occasion, I went in to visit him in the morning, and all the staff looked shattered. And I said, "You all right?" And he was sat there with his coat on and a bag at his feet on the nurse's station, drinking tea, grinning broadly. And they said, "Yeah, we've had a bit of a night with him and Ted." And I said, "Really?" And they said, "Yes." They packed the bags, both of them. Cassettes and all sorts of weird and wonderful stuff into the bag.
It's a bit like when Emily packs the essentials.
They'd, despite being really immobile, both of them really frail, had managed to get behind my granddad's bed and tip the mattress off and upright and hidden behind it. And they'd been trying to escape the camp all night. They kept going and rattling the door to try and get out, and they were convinced they were in a prisoner of war camp. But it was very sort of jolly hockey sticks and in good humour. They weren't stressed or anything. They were just, "Come on, Ted. Yes, come on, George," and the poor nurses were shattered, but they'd had the biggest adventure.
Having a look at the kids' bedroom this morning, I think they had
done
done similar. I just walked in and I went, "What has happened here?" And they're like, "Oh yes, I know, we were playing. We're making a den." Great.
Oh, so singing's supposed to be one of the best forms of therapy for dementia. It was one of the best forms of therapy for me that day.
For anyone, yeah, absolutely.
It was amazing. It was
right,
amazing.
Lovely people, we are going to leave you to enjoy your day, but we will be back on Monday. When I say we, it'll be me.
Yeah.
Facebook Live from my phone.
My wedding anniversary is on Monday.
How many years?
13. Ooh. Yeah, I know, absolutely.
Fantastic.
I know, probably just something really glamorous, like clean out the garage or something.
Living the dream.
It's all right.
Living
together, eh?
The dream. That's the thing. 13 years is not to be sneezed at.
No.
I will be back on Monday. Like I say, it's going to be a very, very basic live, Facebook Live.
But with beautiful things.
Like real good goodies. So do join me then if you've got a spare minute or two. Don't know. And then I get to go and meet my nephew, my brand new nephew. Can't believe he's 6 weeks old already and I haven't had a snuggle.
Oh,
what is going on?
Gorgeous. Baby
William Walter.
Willy Wally.
I'm coming for you. Willy Wally, here I come. Thank you for your company, everybody. Lots of love. Have a great day.
Wonderful weekend.
Bye-bye.
Bye.